Hey guys, here are my impressions of the Xbox One, which just launched a week after the PlayStation 4, at least here in the United States. And I do have access to a Day 1 edition that I picked up through a retailer. And yeah, I've messed around with it quite a bit here. The only thing I haven't spent all that much time with is a Kinect, at least at my place here, because it's more or less, the same type of experience, and there's really not any games that are exclusively available for it yet. But the sign-up process is easy enough after you get a Day 1 patch, and then you get right into the front end. The UI designers at Microsoft went with this very Windows 8-like UI. And it's decent, and you can sit there and, access pretty much all the stuff that you're used to with the original Xbox 360. You're able to go browse your messages, check to see who's online. You can go and switch over to, other squares, I guess you'd call them, or links, and, go check out the latest movies and music and game releases, stuff like that. But personally, I'm not a big fan of it. Also, I did run into a bit of a drive issue with my console. As you can see here, it says, sorry, we can't play the disc. Try an Xbox One game, a music CD, or a movie on Blu-ray or DVD. Well, the problem with that is that there was a legit game inside, and the first time I put a game inside, my Xbox One drive made a weird sound, and it would not play the disc. It acted like there was nothing in there. So I took it out, I put it in, I took it out, put it in, and then I got this error. So I may have to swap out my console, and I've heard that there's others out there who've had very similar issues with their discs. Eventually I got it to work, and I was able to install the only game that I have, which is Dead Rising 3. And it does have a very, very quick patcher that, instantly will tell you if a game needs a patch before you even, get playing. And the Xbox One defaults to wanting to install the game from the start. Once the game's installed, it will eventually, or not even once it's installed, but usually somewhere in the process of installing the game, it'll tell you that it's ready to play. And then you could go in and jump into it. Now, the other tabs in the Games and Apps section include a link straight to the store. But right now, there's not a whole lot being offered on the store, and the interface is almost identical. I did not see a way to get a standard list, which is actually kind of what I prefer. I'd rather go through games that are listed, either alphabetically or categorized in some way. But currently, the game store, the only option to actually search for stuff is to go and use a search function. And at that point, you kind of got to know what the game's called, right? Now, another thing that I was kind of a little bit bummed about is there's really no crossover from the old previous generation games. There's, for example, I was searching for poker there, but I wasn't able to find it. Apps outside of games, there's a decent number of apps out there, including one for YouTube, which I was really, really happy to find. They've also got Skype. There's, and surprisingly, there's no Twitter. But going back to YouTube, the YouTube app, I got to say, they support YouTube better right now than the guys at the Sony side do. With this app, it categorizes a number of different top videos, including gaming. You can go and see, what's the latest and greatest, supposedly. I actually don't know how they determine what top videos to show, but I thought it was kind of funny that there are a lot of PlayStation 4 videos. They also have a way to connect or pair your computer with YouTube, and then after doing that, you just search on your computer or whatever, even your phone, and you could actually pull up videos right there. Without ever having to, search for it on the Xbox One. You just hit play on your device. For example, I was using a computer, and it will play the videos. Now, initially, if it's taking a little bit to download or get a high quality stream from YouTube, it will do low res, but eventually it will catch up and it'll play high res, max resolution. Seriously, it looked like it was pulling 1080p from my videos, which are what you're seeing here, and it looks really, really awesome. The only thing I don't like about it is the way that the fast forward and whatnot, it skips ahead by 10. Aside from that, there's a Twitch app, which is really, really good. Now, on the PlayStation 4, they do have built-in Twitch functionality, but here on the Xbox One, when you go into this Twitch app, you actually get full categories, including games of every platform, as well as PC. So what I thought was awesome about this is you could sit there and watch, for example, a Diablo 3 PC stream. This is the new beta that just came out. Well, actually, it's very limited. There's only like 3,000 people in it. But you can even watch Dota 2. And, I was able to pull up multiple Dota 2 streams. They looked great, max quality, very smooth. Also, League of Legends. So it's not just, Xbox One stuff that they focus on. They actually treat this app as if, they want you to have the full Twitch experience. It's not just trying to promote streams that are on Xbox One games. Now, as mentioned, I do have Dead Rising 3. That is the premium title I picked up. The graphics are decent. I did see some flickering issues, though, sometimes with shadows. I did see some jaggies, especially during like cutscenes and stuff. I don't know if they were pre-rendered or what. You know, and by jaggies, I mean that there was not much of an anti-aliasing type effect applied. I'm not 100% sure what resolution that this game runs in, but I got the impression it was probably 720p. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe it's 900p or 1080p. But either way, you know, the graphics, while they, in my opinion, they could have been a little bit better, it still looked really good. And there were really good lighting effects. There's particle effects that you'll see quite often. And very, very good performance. That's one thing I appreciate most of all, is that even when you've got tons and tons of zombies on screen, and you know, just lighting effects all over the place, and particles and blood splatter, you do have and retain excellent performance. Now, I haven't played all the way through the game yet, so I haven't gotten to, you know, for example, some of the more open areas. But for what I've seen, the performance has remained consistent throughout. So that's, you know, again, something I really appreciate. And this game right now, Dead Rising 3, is currently exclusive to Xbox One. I don't know how they pulled that off, but they did. And this is probably one of the system sellers at this point, you know, assuming that you did enjoy previous Dead Rising games. So aside from games, and I should also point out there are still achievements in Xbox Live or Xbox One and Xbox Live. There's also, you know, the new controller, which isn't nearly as feature-packed as the PlayStation 4 controllers, but the design is very nice. It's a very comfortable design, and they've reworked the triggers and the D-pad. The D-pad, actually, I think a lot of people might like. And now even the triggers have built-in vibration function. Now, there is some other stuff I do want to touch on really quick and or revisit before we wrap up this video. That includes the fact that you can now hook in your television, whether it's cable box or satellite input or whatever else, via HDMI into the Xbox One and view TV feeds and even scheduling, broadcast scheduling and whatnot, through your Xbox One. So that's a new thing. There's also game DVR functionality, which is cool. You know, you can go ahead and grab snips of your videos, but at the same time, I don't see it taking over for the YouTube community because, you know, you're essentially allowing your Xbox One to go and store and archive game footage, but you're still, you know, if you're taking YouTube seriously, you're still going to want to grab that footage and edit it, balance audio levels, stuff like that. So I don't see it taking over, but I do see it opening up some doors for people that want to, you know, play around with the experience or show quick clips with friends or even through social media. Aside from that, there's also the issue that right now you cannot do live streaming on Twitch. While the Twitch app itself is really functional and cool, the PlayStation 4 has the advantage of being able to live stream right now. So, you know, for anybody that wants a really easy way to live stream their console without needing to get something like an Elgato and then set up stuff on a PC, the PlayStation 4 right now is ahead, but Xbox One is supposed to catch up at some point down the road. Also, currently it seems that it's not possible to replace your hard drive. I know that there were a lot of people out there with the previous generation console that wanted larger hard drive capacities, and right now with the Xbox One, there doesn't seem to be a way to do that, perhaps without voiding the warranty. I don't know if it's going to be possible through voiding your warranty to actually crack the console open and swap it. I'm really not sure, but right now, based off what I've been hearing, that's not an option for users. So keep that in mind. Of course, I do also want to touch back on the drive issue that I'm having with my Xbox One. The unit I got did have that issue right at the start. It makes me really concerned given that this is a launch console, and it seems that right now the console is sold out everywhere, so I can't swap it with the retailer. And Microsoft support, supposedly what I'm hearing, is that they'll send you a repaired unit, but you know, I'm the type of guy that when I get something, I want it to be brand new. I want it to be mint. You know, I take care of my electronics. I do not like the concept of having a previously owned and or repaired console sent to me, because at that point, in my opinion, it's refurbished, and I don't like to buy that stuff. It doesn't feel right to me. Also, you know, it kind of puts a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, because with the last generation, the Xbox 360, I went through like 4 or 5 of those. And I just, you know, I don't want to go through that again. Right now, my PlayStation 4 is rock solid, but the Xbox One I've had a little bit of a bad experience with. So let me know what you guys think of my coverage here of the Xbox One. Let me know if you've had issues as well with yours, and or if you picked it up and it's working great for you. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see all of you next time.